Celebrating 30 years of phenomenal trend forecasting. 5 times a week, Monday through Friday. Here's Gerald Celente with today's trends in the news.
Hi, this is Gerald Celente. Tuesday, January 27th, 2015. And here are some of today's trends in the news. Woo! The markets over here in the States down over 400 points. But bounced back and it's down 200 and something. So who cares? And gold's up 15 bucks. And Earl's up on the good news that the market's down. And here's the headline from Bloomberg. Gold futures climb after U.S. durable good orders decline. That's right. Demand for all durable goods items meant to last 3 years declined 3.4%, the worst performance since August. The Commerce Department said slowing expansion may prompt the Federal Reserve to hold off on raising interest rates. And you know who said so? Policymakers. Policymakers. Isn't it nice that you have to live in a world of policymakers because you're too stupid to make policy on your own? They'll politicize for you. Don't worry about it. They went to Harvard, Princeton, Yale, bullets, bombs, and banks. Policymakers. A bunch of frauds, a bunch of criminals, a bunch of losers. Don't forget to vote, Republican and Democrat, a party in your country that'll keep screwing you because they keep shoving it to us. Oh, the new Trends Monthly, you got it today, didn't you? It's as though we wrote the news today last week when we finished the Trends Monthly. The headlines of that Trends Monthly are reflecting perfectly what the news is today. One after another. A golden year. Depression, not deflation. One story after another. History before it happens. And you're a Trends Journal subscriber, so you're getting it first. The durable good numbers were notably weak with lower revisions. Oh, they revised them lower again. Blow me away. I wonder if they asked the IMF to revise their forecast. Maybe the World Bank. Maybe Goldman Sachs. Yeah. One fraud after another. This thing is going nowhere. Oh, speaking of frauds, hey, all you loser liberals, the most disgusting people in this country, every one of you, make me sick. Because you're a bunch of cowards, a bunch of hypocrites, and you keep taking what Obama shoves to you. Oh, by the way, his State of the Union address, yeah, only 33% of the people's turned in, or 31, somewhere around that, down from an average of about 44 million. That's right. That's how much it declined. From 31, 33, on average 44 million. And you know why? Because people aren't as disgusting as all of you liberals. They're disgusting for other reasons. White House to propose allowing oil drilling off Atlantic coast. Don't you love that, huh? The Obama administration will announce proposals to open up coastal waters from Virginia to Georgia for oil and gas drilling. Opening eastern seaboard to oil companies is a prize the industry sought for decades. For decades, and if it was Bush doing this, all you little slimers, all you little weaselly people would be screaming Bush. But hey, don't you? Obama's better than Bush, yep. And is a blow to environmental groups. They argue that the move would put coasts of Virginia, the Carolinas, and Georgia at risk for an environmental disaster like the BP spill that struck the Gulf Coast in 2010. Under Obama, and nothing's happened. Weak China demand sends iron ore to $63 a ton. Remember, that's cheaper than a ton of cabbage in China. Yep, down to 5.5-year lows. And on to some international news. Good news. Libya will need peacekeepers. The UN's special envoy to Libya said peacekeepers would be needed to hold together the North African oil exporting country. Oh, exporting country? I thought their major export was broccoli. And that's why Samantha Powers, Hillary Clinton, Susan Rice, Obama, Sarkozy, and Cameron overthrew them. And they was going to do a humanitarian mission. Great job, you little lowlives. And the media silent on it. Silent on it because they are prostitutes. Low lives, and low lives meet to conceive even lower lives of human beings. Not a word about the atrocity that has been committed in the name of a humanitarian mission. Yep. The UN will need to have monitors on all ports, airports, and all country entrances. Oh, that'll fix things perfectly. Because today, gunmen stormed Libyan hotel, killing 9 people. They was Al-Qaeda. No, they were Al-Nusra. No, they were ISIS. No, they were the people that the United States, with our money, and France, with Sarkozy, and Cameron, when they're not doing some pedophile deal over there in the UK, was funding this operation. Yeah, and you wonder why they hate us. Yeah, what a bunch of... So they killed a bunch of people over there, 9 people. So what? 9 dead in Libya doesn't count for 1 dead in France. I say close down the United Nations. As a protest, they're killing 9 people. It's different when them dark-skinned or darker-skinned folks get killed. But them white folks over there in France, now that's a national tragedy. It's a reason for a war on terror. It's a reason to rob you of all your rights. And, you know, you heard the story last week about this Iranian general. And he's over there in Syria. Phew! And them Israelis droned him to death along with a bunch of other people. That's right. Hey, because Israel could do it. And the cat, the Iranian guy, the general, generally gone, had his cell phone on. And that's why I don't carry a cell phone. Iran sends warning to Israel via U.S. officials. This is today. Iran's official IRNA news agency is reporting the country has sent a warning to Israel through the United States over the recent killing of an Iranian general. The report quotes Deputy Foreign Minister of Iran saying, quote, "We told the Americans that the leaders of the Zionist regime should await the consequences of their act. The Zionist regime has crossed our red line." Everybody got a red line. I wonder if they got the Netanyahu's red line. Hey, it's a red line is a red line. Don't cross that red line. Obama had the red line in Syria. If they used chemical weapons, they didn't. He said he did. That was a red line. And I guess they crossed it because the United States keeps bombing away over there in Syria. So, but it's okay for the United States because we's the exceptionals. And it's okay for Israel to kill anybody that they want because they is the chosen people. So they could kill an Iranian general and get away with it. And then when they retaliate, then Israel says, oh, we have the right to defend ourselves. Nobody else does. Only us. We could kill, maim, and slaughter Palestinians by the thousands. Could you imagine for just one split second if the Iranians killed an Israeli general? Oh, now we're talking terror. NATO lashes out at Russia over worsening Ukraine crisis. Yep. NATO has accused Russia of sharply escalating the crisis in eastern Ukraine in recent days by sending even more of its own troops that we never see. Yeah, little green men. Yeah, those guys yesterday, Limor and Kramer. Yeah, and that stupid article in the New York Times, they referred to little green men too. Yep. Along with hundreds of pieces of advanced weaponry, but we're not allowed to see any of the photos. And the NATO Secretary General accused Russian-backed separatists of being responsible for a lethal rocket attack that devastated a large civilian area in the port of Mariupol this weekend. Hey, Secretary General Shithead, how about the 5,000 Eastern Ukrainians of Russian descent that have been slaughtered? No, that doesn't count, Celente. How about when you've been blowing them up all over the... Stop. We say this is an atrocity. We'll forget the rest because we are the hypocrites and we can get away with this crap. And Greek rebuffs EU call for more Russian sanctions. Here's the headline from the Financial Times. Greek's new radical left-wing dominated government. How's that for propaganda, huh? Radical left-wing dominated. How about when the criminals are in charge, we'll just call that status quo. But when somebody opposes the criminal class, you is a radically dominated left-winger. Yep. And things are heating up over there in Yemen. U.S. fears greater turmoil as government of Yemen fails. Oh, yeah. Our allies, yeah, the ones the United States have been propping up for how long? Over 40 years. You know what no one is reporting on? Not one report on Yemen. You know what it is? I'm not going to tell you. I will not tell you. Remember when the USS Cole was blown up in the port of Aden in Yemen in 2000? Not a peep about it. You know why they blew it up? Because they hated the Americans propping up the criminal government that was suppressing the people and robbing them. Nah, forget about that, because everybody else has. And the government that they've been supporting for over 40 years is put in place because the new government hates the Saudis. Oh yeah, the king died. Long live the king. Hey, all you liberals. Hey, where's Hillary? Where's Samantha Powers? Where are all you women's libbers screaming out? The chicks in Saudi Arabia still can't drive a car. But that's hypocrisy, because that's who you are. The nation of hypocrites. So things are unraveling in Yemen. The United States is still bombing away over there. Obama did a good deal yesterday. Yep, here he goes. U.S. drone strike kills 3 in Yemen. Isn't that great? Hey, yeah, but we're getting Al-Qaeda and making America more safer. I wonder why they hate us. And just to see what losers and liars you got in office, you forgot this one. Of course you did. Remember when Obama came out there in September and we're going to go into Iraq to save them Yazidis on the mountain along with them Christians? Quote, "But I want the American people to understand how this effort will be different from wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. I will not involve American combat troops fighting on foreign soil." Liar. So our strategy in Iraq and Syria, you ready, is going to replicate, quote, "one that we have successfully pursued in Yemen." How's that, huh? What a success. And that's the way it is. You got losers ruling you. Not only in the White House, they just closed down the metropolitan area here in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. Oh, the storm hit big up in Boston. But it wasn't that killer storm that we says they were going to have over here in New York. As a matter of fact, down in the city over there, they only got 6 inches. Up here, we got nothing. And you had a $300 fine if you were to drive on the streets. Here, look at these photos. Nothing. Nothing. Maybe an inch and a half. The post office is closed. They closed the post offices. All the joints are closed. You know why? Because America's become a little boy and little girl country ruled by little lying losers who can't fight their way out of a paper bag. The country has lost its guts. Here. Look at this video of this little kid taking down this teacher who stands there like a little stiff. And you know what the remark is? Oh, the teacher was afraid to hit the kid. No. The teacher was a ballless little man. You didn't have to hit this kid to do that. And I'm not going to waste my time showing you with self-defense how to do it. You can look at some of the other videos we did. This doesn't even require self-defense. This requires being a human being. They closed down this whole area. You can't go over the bridges. We got an inch and a half of snow, and these arrogant people, the Cuomos, the de Blasios, the Christies, and everybody, this is unprecedented. And you know what? They closed down the tri-state area. Stay in your houses. Yeah. They could do it with nothing. You wait until there's a terrorist strike or a real, quote, emergency. This shows you the power that they have. Food delivery staff, de Blasio said this yesterday, are not emergency vehicles and will be banned from the streets along with all other drivers after 11 p.m. A food delivery bicycle is not an emergency vehicle. This asshole telling you you can't get on a bike and deliver food, and the people take it. Don't raise your voice, Celente. Be a little coward like me. Yeah. The mayor said, stay off the streets, stay off the sidewalks. Hey, de Blasio, you're an asshole. I remember when it snowed, you couldn't wait to go out. Don't build any snowmen. No snowmen. Let's call them snow persons. And make them, I got it, transgender snow persons. Yeah, because they don't have any balls. And that's what America's become. The nation of ballless people. That they closed down this whole area for a little bit of snow shows you the power of the government and the weakness of the people. Yeah, did it snow in other places? Yeah, close those places down. Transgender snow people, man. And don't throw any snowballs. They could be lethal snowballs. And the cops, they'll come out with that body armor and blow you away for throwing snowballs, because this is America, the land of the snowballless. It's disgusting. It's America. It's Obama. It's Clinton. It's Bush. It's de Blasio. It's Cuomo. It's Christie. It's one loser after another telling you how to run your life and lose it for you. This is Gerald Celente, and that's some of today's trends in the news. Hey, here's some pictures of how bad it is and how bad it was last year when they didn't close down anything, and how today, how they rule you with fear and hysteria. Just another little game. Keep playing. Obey the law.